I'm disappointed. YouTube, not like people watching it, but YouTube itself, because I uploaded a video, and it was 17 minutes and 14 seconds, which sounds like an awesome amount to me. And then it didn't tell me that it was too long until I uploaded it, and then it's like, your only option is to delete it. So then I extended the time, and now I can't go back. If you know time travel or a way to fix the situation, holla at me. Anyway, I don't really remember all that I said, but I said a lot, so this sucks. But I'm trying to be positive. So, I'm sad. Yeah, change setting. Yellow. Over there. Damn it. There. Mirrors. So in thesis room with a super loud fan that I can't turn off, because if I turn it off, the theses will turn into zombies or robots and attack me, and then I'll never have a video or a life. So, quick overview of things that I went over. My kids were awesome, the ones I oversaw. There were 12 of them. They were 12, 13 years old. They're boys. They're all really intelligent and socially a little bit delayed. And just kind of like, I don't know. I guess when you're that intelligent, it's hard to be as socially on it as... I mean, they don't match up, I guess. Whatever. But I had really cool kids, for the most part. One of them was a little D-bag. Sorry, gotta call you out. You know who you are. And hopefully you're not watching this, because I would cry. This little D-bag... Damn it. I shouldn't call him a D-bag. This is not coming from a place of kindness. This young individual... one of his only redeeming things was that he saw me wearing a Planned Parenthood shirt and said, "Do you support Planned Parenthood?" And I was like, yeah. I mean, I do. I have issues with them, you know, mixed. I do support them, and I take issue with the way that they do trans stuff, or don't do trans stuff. Am I right? But I was like, yeah, and he's like, me too, that's so awesome! Bro hoof! This is what I explained in the video that got deleted. My kids were into My Little Pony, and they were bronies. So apparently if you're a bro, and you like My Little Pony, then you are a brony. Are you a brony? I said I was a brony. I don't know if I really am. It's a lot. So that was something. Another cool thing that they did was some of my guys, we went on a field trip to the mall. We had our group night thing off campus, and they got me headphones with mustaches in them, which were really cute, and I was really touched, and I was just like, ooh! Yeah. So that was really sweet. And then we also had a really productive conversation about diversity one day when one of my kids said the word retarded and then lied about it. So I was like, 2 strikes. You just lied to my face and you used a term that you're not supposed to use. So I made him do a report on retarded and its origin, DSM diagnosis, cultural use of it, and damage that it causes individuals, and then he presented it in our little group meeting thing that we have every night. And so he's just like, on a chromosomal level, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, no, speak from your heart. So then he did, and then he talked about the issues with it, and then it turned into a 40-minute conversation of, like, on the topic of the detriment of hate speech and stuff like that. So I was really proud, and I've gotten, like, other instructors and counselors told me that I had the most socially progressive and aware kids, which made me really proud because I'm doing my work. Yeah, and also in the last video I was talking about, last video meaning the one that got deleted, I was talking about how I was not out as a trans man, or trans anything, but I was very much open about being a feminist. And I'd like drop hints about trans stuff like, oh, you know, there aren't just boys and girls, and da-da-da-da, binaries are dumb. I didn't say that they were dumb, but I was just like, binaries are oppressive. I need to watch my language. Yeah. And so they're just like, you know, when people call me stupid, I feel really sad. And when people say that, like, when people use the term gay to mean something bad, I don't get it, because gay just means happy. And it's not fair to people who are gay. And I was just like, I'm so proud, I'm so full of nachas. That's some Yiddish for you. Some sexy Yiddish from my grandmother. Still sexy, I don't know. Not her, but just the language. I mean, okay, I'm gonna end this before I get weird. End this meaning that topic. Anyway, I was really proud of them. And another thing that I noticed was that, like I said, I think this might have been included in the video. I'm a little bit disoriented because it was taken like 4 tries. It's okay. Was that girls were the most critical of me, and there was a situation where I kind of almost had a panic attack. It's called pseudo panic attack. Let's call it a lot of anxiety concentrated and just feeling like I was going to explode. Anyway, I was helping out with an activity, and it was hip hop workout, dance workout, I don't know. So I wore my high top sneakers and I was looking fly. I might have worn some short shorts that still matched, and I was just looking awesome. Maybe I wore a headband. Actually, I didn't. I wish I did, though. That would be cool. So there was another woman in the thing who was not leading it, but was just helping out. And she gives me a lot of anxiety because she's like, "Thank you, ma'am," and I'm just like, "Sir." Oh well, she said, and I was like, "He said." Well, I was talking to her, him, and she's like, her, she, ma'am, and I'm just like, "No. What aren't you getting? I'm not any of those things." So then I was in a space where like there were 2 different sessions, and the first one ended. My guy left, and he was very happy to leave because he felt very uncomfortable. And then a new session came, like a new group came, and the woman who I'm having issues with was still there. And then these 2 girls were sitting in the corner staring at me like,
so I don't know. Maybe that she's a guy and maybe he's a girl, and I don't know what they are.
looking at me the entire time, and I was just like, finally, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was just like, "Excuse me," and they're like,
we weren't saying anything. Something.
I was just like, meanwhile, the instructor is still using she with me, so I'm just like freaking out. Like, what the fudge am I supposed to do? So I text my boss. I was like, "Hi, friend. I am getting a lot of anxiety from the situation relating to gender. Help." So he called me, I walked out, and then like I was just like, "Oh, I have to go, boss needs something, I'm out, bye." And like my boss was like profusely apologizing for everything, and he's really wonderful, he was great support and all this stuff. It's also really hard to work in a place where not only am I the only trans person, I'm the only queer person. Like, where is my sense of community? I guess, like, online. And, you know, friends that aren't physically there. And then I, like, tried talking to people, and they're just like, "Oh, you know, that sounds like it must be really hard." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. I wish you understood. But you don't. And it's okay, because I love you, I guess. But I feel alone." So anyway, like, that stuff happened, and then I asked the instructor to talk with this woman. And then she did, and I guess, whatever. So a couple days later, I was on a morning shift, and I was just roaming through the girls' dorms, because I was supposed to. Which is awkward, because I'll tell you a story about that in a second. Anyway, so this lady, she finds me, and she's like, "Oh, can I talk to you, sir? So, you know, it's not malicious at all. You know, I'm not trying to hurt you. It's just, I don't feel comfortable calling you he." And at first I felt like tears. And then I was like, "Come from a place of kindness, come from a place of love and compassion. Okay, I understand." She's like, "Yeah, so, you know, like, I'm not gonna call you that." I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" I was just like, "Okay, keep trying, Mackenzie, you're strong, you're loving, you're beautiful." Yeah, you are. So, like, I just kept trying with this, and then she's just like, "You know, like, I don't feel comfortable with that." And I was like, "Okay, so I don't feel comfortable visiting the class of one of my students because I am not comfortable with the potential of you misgendering me." "Well, I'll just avoid pronouns." And then in my head I'm like, "Okay, you're gonna avoid them, but if you ever slip, it's gonna be she. It'll never be he. So you actively avoiding pronouns is not really supportive at all, or like even helpful or addressing the issue." So I was just like, okay, compassion. And I just walked into the therapist's office, like the one on staff. I was just like, "Listen, this is what's up. Help me, because I feel crazy and really upset and resentful, and I don't know what to do." So he's just like, "Okay, I'm going to talk to her." And he did, and turns out it's because of her religion. which I want to be super understanding of. But at the same time, your religion is not the thing that tells you this. If you read the Bible, it's not going to tell you to do this. This is all socialized stuff. This is bull. This is BS. It's poop. Complete poop. And not even the good kind of poop. This is just... I think that my movements made my computer freeze. So sorry about that. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm gonna keep trying anyway. So anyway, it's just been really frustrating, so I actively avoided her. And I'm pretty sure I was passive-aggressive, which is not something I'm proud of. But, like, in my situation, I just didn't know how to handle things. So... it was really hard. I'm not proud. But... And then so I was talking to, like, my boss about it, and he's really supportive, and it's great. And then this other woman came in who's kind of a friend of mine, but she also says some pretty problematic things. She was just like, oh, well, it's probably because those girls have crushes on you, and you're probably paranoid in thinking that they were talking about you, and they were just probably talking about how attractive you are. And this girl in my class asked, like, what your activities are and stuff like this, and I was just like, is this supposed to make me feel good that, like, girls 10 years younger than me are, like, talking about me? And first of all, it's not even the case. When I hear someone say, is that a boy or a girl, and they're pointing and looking at me, I'm pretty sure that's fairly direct, right? Maybe I don't... No, that's actually what happened. So, like, just that kind of stuff seems so patronizing to me, and just, like... Okay, so back to roaming, really awkward thing that happened. I was roaming through one of the girls' dorms, and this girl was just like, do boys have butts? And I was just like, I mean, yeah, some. I was like, I don't. And then a few seconds later, she's like, yeah, I checked your butt out. And I was just like, I'm gonna go now. It made me uncomfortable. I even used, like, my fake uncomfortable thing, but I was being completely straightforward. Direct. Kids. So awkward. Not awkward. Like, that's another thing. It's really hard to follow rules, and essentially you're policing a child's sexuality, which is going to affect them in the long run, especially girls. Like, you're telling them, I hate it when people are calling them sluts and stuff like that. Like, it's never direct, but that's the message you're giving them, and it's so detrimental. Let women be free. Men too. But, like, I don't know. It makes me sad. It breaks my heartsicles. It shatters them. I don't mean to say heartsicles. I'm not ice. I promise. Kind of. I don't know. Girl Scouts honor. Boy Scouts on. Klingon. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know what else. I don't even remember if I talked about passport in this thing. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember it now because YouTube really upset me and I'm kind of sad. Oh, and also, I don't think I talked about it in this one, but I want to be read as a man. Maybe that's surprising. I'm sorry. Well, now you know. Surprise. But I'm not always read as a man, and I don't really know how to fix that. I'm trying to be hairier. I shaved my face so that hair would come back, and it has. But I look like a little boy or like a really masculine girl to people. I'm not either. I am short. I admit that. But, like, so it was really cool the other day when I was trying to get passport stuff done the first time. They directed me to the men's bathroom at, like, the restaurant I went to with my friend when I was like, oh, can I recycle? They're like, we have a trash can in the men's bathroom. In my head, I was like, well, that's not recycling, but you're sending me to the men's bathroom. That's pretty cool. And then the second time was I was at Walgreens. I was like, may I use your facilities? And they walked me and they unlocked the men's bathroom, which was awkward because I wanted to go in the stall. They only had one, and there was a guy who was obviously pooping. I don't believe in poop shame. I'm just saying, like, it was really awkward for me to stand out of there while I know he's pooping. And I'm just chilling by the urinal. And I was just like, excuse me. And then I went in. I was just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hear you poop. Like, the thing is, I would have gotten locked out if I walked out. And I'm not going to pee in a urinal because if my pants are down, I'm peeing, and you come out, and I'm just like, ha! Not worth it for me. I'm sorry. And then I was at Publix trying to get wine. I am of age, I promise. Boy Scout Klingon, Girls Honor stuff. My honor. You get to see all my fingers. Wait, no you don't. Which way? Yeah. And they're like, oh, here you go, ma'am. And I was like, actually, it's sir. And they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was just like, it's okay. It's okay. The other thing I was talking about in the last video is, I use bro a lot now. And I feel awkward about that because I was broing bros. And I bro in a way that's just like, hey, what's up, bro? But they're like sorority. You're not a sorority bro, that's not a thing. Fraternity bros. I mean, maybe they're sorority bros. I don't want to negate anyone's experience. But I said it a lot. Not good. Yeah, I don't know what else. Interactions with cis heterosexual women, pretty awkward, because sometimes I feel like they're hitting on me and I don't know how they're reading me, but it's always women that I know. Explain. Do you have answers? Maybe? You can relay them to me? I just feel like I'm getting flirted with a lot. And I don't want to be cocky, it's just like weird things of just like, oh, something happened, will you pretend to be my boyfriend? And I'm just like, excuse me? So instead I pretended to be my male friend's boyfriend and we skipped together. And it was jolly and magical. I don't know. I'm tired of being read as a woman. Help me. I can't help it, I have pretty eyes, and I'm really pretty, and I'm coming to terms with the fact that I am very pretty, and this is also, it's an obstacle. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's an obstacle. My mom never warned me. She's like, she never said, Mackenzie, when you grow up to be a beautiful boy, maybe because she didn't know, but I'm pretty sure she did. Let's be honest, Mom. You're gonna have a hard time because, you know, you're just so beautiful that people are gonna think that you're a woman because a man can't be as beautiful as you are. So thank you, Mom. I got it now. For all those other beautiful people out there, take my life as a lesson. It's hard. But I really am serious. Like, I have really pretty eyes. I know this. Look at them. And it's making my life difficult, because people are like, you can't be a guy and be that pretty. Well, I am. Damn it. Recognize me. Affirm my identity. Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm getting hairy. It's pretty exciting. I have a happy trail. And a mustache that I shaved, but if you were closer, you could hear this sound. And then I'm getting some strange hairs here. And then I'm getting them here. Wait, let's see. Yeah, on this side. This one. One of them is shorter than the other, which is kind of awkward. Yeah, I don't know what else. I love you. That was a creepy face. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling weird. I'm applying for jobs. I have my future on the line. I'm just really anxious and kind of scared and... I love you. And in other news, I think I am moving to... Portland. Other news, I am traveling to the faraway land of Canada, also known as Canada. And I'm feeling pretty nervous because the passport thing's not going to work out. Because they're poops. I said it. And so I'm going to be traveling as a woman, which is going to instill probably a lot of dysphoria and just like some really awful things. At the same time, it's going to save me $190 at the expense of a lot of emotional pain. I need to sneeze, I think. So, I guess there's a lot going on in my life. And I miss you. I miss your face. I miss your stories. And your affection. Let's be friends. Okay? That's all. I hope that's not too forward. I'm almost at 20 minutes. This is ridiculous, because it's longer than the last one. I don't even know if I said everything that I did last time. But I miss you. Yeah. Be my friend. You know, holler at me through video or whatever else people do to make friends. I mean, I have friends, but I like more. And you seem cool. Yeah. Okay.